anyway, so tell me, so after a very successful career, at some point you said, I want to jump out and start my own thing. Talk to us about your decision around being an entrepreneur and starting Red Meadow Advisors. Go ahead.
Sure. Red Meadow Advisors is a mission-driven business because I think looking back at my own experience as immigrant, I came here with nothing. It was literally nothing. I had less than $100 in my pocket. And I got an education. I got a good job. I saved and invested. And basically, I'm looking back at my own journey. I realized that, it's not the circumstances will determine how your life's going to turn out. It's your attitude. It's your value. It's what really drives you. And it's your actions. It's really your behavior. It's your actions. So when I was working at the state pension fund, I realized I could do better. This is something I'm really passionate about. And also I have the experience, I have life's experience to share, I have the knowledge and the life experience to share. So I decided to start a mission-driven business, which is the Red Meadow Advisors. I emphasize on my website, my mission through this business is to help other people achieve financial freedom that they desire. So because to me, freedom is the driving value. I came from a country that's not free, that you do not get to choose how you want to live your life, what you can say or do. So to me, freedom is important. I want to help other people to achieve the financial freedom so they get to live the life they want to. They get to determine their own destiny. So that is how I started Red Meadow Advisor as a mission-driven business.
And who's a typical client for you? Like, I mean, walk us through like your target client and things like that. Go ahead.
Well, I'm willing to help anyone who wants to help and who needs to be helped. Most of my clients actually are women. I didn't set out to help women only, but it turns out that women love to work with women, and also there's a lot of financial needs for women, because women live longer, women are getting more educated, are making more money, and yet our industry, the financial services industry, is very male driven. And so many women share with me experience that there is similar experiences. For example, when they and their spouse went to visit a financial advisor, usually is a guy, and the guys always say, "Oh, honey, don't worry about it. Your husband and I will talk about this and we'll figure it out. You just, you just rest." And so most women do not like that.
No.
Yes. They want to be actively involved. And so once they know there's a female advisors like me who's working with them, and I always very patient. I spend a lot of time educating my client, and because most of my clients are women, we talk about more than just finances. We talk about life. We talk about things we concerns in their life, since we share joys, we share sorrows, and so all my clients are friends of mine too.
You're like a therapist. So you're a therapist. Do you charge them an additional fee to be a therapist?
No, I do not. I do not do that. But I just value this relationship, because to me it's a mutually beneficial relationship. It's enriching. This kind of relationship enriching both of us. Me and my clients at the same time. When I experience challenges in my life, they are always there for me too. So, and this is what I like as a entrepreneur. Yes, I take the risks. I manage my own schedule. I manage my own business. But at the same time, I get to choose who I want to work with,
right,
and establish a great relationship that way. And one thing I learned throughout this whole pandemic is really nothing else matters. It's the time you spend with people you care, you love, is the most important thing there is. Nothing else really matters.
When you said help clients reach financial freedom, what's your definition of that?
So it depends on the clients, right? For some people, if they have $1 million, they'll finally free to get to do what they want. For some people, maybe 500,000 is enough for some. So it's not exactly a dollar figure.
Mm.
It's really, I always ask my clients, we talk about the dreams and aspirations. What do you want to achieve in life? What are your goals? And then based on your goals, what do you want to achieve in life? Then we identify what are the financial barriers? What are the things prevent you to get there? Then we make a plan from there to help you get there. So for everybody, their aspirations and goals in life are different. So to them, the definition, how can they get there, that financial freedom is different too. But the feeling is the same. When you have that financial freedom, when money is not an object, you can do whatever you want to do, and live a meaningful life. You have that financial freedom. So I always tell my client, financial freedom is not a dollar figure, it's a mentality. When you feel free, that you have that financial freedom.
I couldn't agree more. And I don't think I realized that when I was younger, but as I get older, I think of it that way. I think of it as if I'm able to just do certain things I like to do, it's not necessarily a dollar figure I'm after. You know what I mean? I like if you were to ask,
Yeah, definitely.
if you were to ask me to define financial freedom, I would say be an entrepreneur so that I could, do what I wanted to without having an immediate boss. I want to be able to go camping on Friday afternoons in my Jeep and go camping in the mountains whenever I want to without having to ask somebody, and uh, have a cold beer and eat pizza whenever I want. Like that's my financial freedom.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Everybody has their
mean,
own definitions, but it's a mentality, right?
it is.
It takes
I totally
experience.
agree.
It takes some guidance to reach that mentality.
Experience, I think, is a key word that you just mentioned there. For me, it is about chasing experiences, not material things. You know what I mean? And I heard somebody, it wasn't my quote, but I heard a young lady say one time, she said, I want my life to be about the experiences I'm chasing, not about the material things that I gather. I thought that's pretty powerful. Now, when I hear wealth management, which is one of the things you provide at Red Meadow Advisors, every time I see that, right? I know there's a lot of people that do that for a living. Every time I see that, I always think to myself, well, okay, well, I guess that's not me. I guess I shouldn't call her because I'm not independently wealthy. So I guess I wouldn't be a client for her. Talk to us about that. Is that,
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's about a mentality, and I can't emphasize this enough. It's about behavior and it's about a mentality. I have a client. I have a client who was a gold miner. He's in his 80s. He was a gold miner.
Really?
He never made more than $50,000 in his entire life. Yet, and his wife would never worked. Yet they raised 3 children, and he's comfortably retired. They have no debt, and he just his only leisure was besides take care of his garden and spend time with his wife. His only treat for himself was once in a while goes to the Black Hawk, to play a few hands. But he lives such a comfortable life.
Right.
He has no debt, he has no worries, and that is a mentality. And we talked about this earlier. You want some free advice. The advice is really common sense. You spend less than what you make. You always save for the rainy days, and you invest for the long term. Do not let any emotional or external events to determine, to cloud your judgment. All these are common sense stuff. I actually wrote a book. It's a very short book called Invest Like a Zen Master. So many people say,
Invest like a Zen master. Okay.
yeah, it's available on Amazon. So
Okay.
it's not at the forward, I mentioned that this book is not about any secret hot stock tips. It's really about help you establish this Zen master like mentality. And if you can reach that, focus on long term, live below your means, spend less than what you make, and always think of saving for the rainy days, you will achieve that financial freedom. You will achieve that wealth, over the long term.
I want to come back to the word wealth management for a minute, but first I want to mention something. The common sense that you talked about. I'm always amazed when I meet people or I'm around somebody that is completely leveraged and they just don't have any extra cash to do things. Perfect example. It's a true story. A friend of mine, we're over at his house. He's got a brand new fifth wheel camper sitting out back. He's got some other new toys sitting around. He spent a bunch of money on some other things, material things that were at his place. And I said, hey man, let's get the wives and go to dinner Friday night. And he goes, oh yeah, we really just don't have the money right now, and have to wait till payday. And I thought to myself, are you kidding me? Like you don't have the money you can't just go to dinner because you are so leveraged. Meanwhile, you got all these toys sitting around in your yard. I just shook my head. I said, what are you doing, man? Like I said, you better check yourself. You're not living in the right way.
Yeah. That's really personal choices, right? So wealth management is really life management, is really behavior management. Yeah, if you do not choose the right path, the material thing, that's why I'm saying wealth is not measured by a dollar figure. The material things do not represent wealth, because like you mentioned, your friend, he's so leveraged that he doesn't have the financial freedom, right? He's not wealthy because he's constantly worried about how to pay for the next bill. So those things he acquired doesn't really bring him joy. So if you do not live in a joyful, free life, you are not wealthy. At least not wealth in the way we're talking about the mentality.
That's great stuff. That is great stuff, Helen. Really good stuff there. Back to the wealth management word though. So can I afford you? My question is, you don't have to mention your prices on the podcast, but when I see people that say, hey, I'm a wealth management advisor, I just immediately think, well, I can't afford, I'm not rich enough to hire somebody like that. Do you have to be a millionaire to be one of your clients, or can a regular person call you? What are your thoughts?
Any regular person. Yeah. Any regular person can call me, and I have my website, contact information on my website, redmeadowadvisors.com. And so I can just give you a little quick examples. So I provide two types of services. One type of services is called financial planning. So if you just want some guidance to say, okay, help me make a plan. This is what I want to do. Show me what do I need to do to get there. I can create a financial plan for you. And that is a fee. I'm a fee only advisor. So that will come with hourly fee. And we always negotiate the hourly fee in advance. So it will not become a shock at the very end, when you have the plan. So if you just want a financial planning service, I can help you create a plan, basically a roadmap, what you can do from now on to help you get to where you want to be to achieve that freedom. And you take this, you go implement, yourself. So that's one way. Another way is if you like my plan, you say, you know what, I want you to help me manage the money. I want you to manage my retirement. I want you to manage my money I save for the next house, for a college investment. So I can do that, and I charge my fee is a percentage based on asset under management. So let's say, for example, if it's 1% and if you have $100,000, that would be $1,000. The percentage is on an annual basis. So it's not super expensive. Actually, many advisors are pretty much in line with what I do, are affordable. But a couple things you have to watch out when you talk to a potential advisor that you want to work with. You should always ask about the fee. Yes, the cost. You should ask about the cost, whether they charge a fee only or it's a combination of fee and the commission. So you need to figure out how they want to be paid. And so that's one thing. And second thing is, by the way, I give all these tips in the book, Invest Like a Zen Master, because you want to choose the real master, not the fake master, right? So you should always know how much it's going to cost you and how you're going to be able to pay for the cost of the service. But the second thing, which is even more important than the first one, is make sure understand if they actually going to take your money. What I mean is, So in the state of Colorado, there's extra scrutiny for advisors who not only invest their clients' money, but actually take a custody of their clients' money. Okay, like in my case, I do not take a custody of my clients' money.
I
So I
see.
work with a brokerage firm. So when a clients want to work with me, they actually open their account with the brokerage firm. So they deposit their money there. So all the client authorize me to do is to access their account to make investment decisions.
I see.
But I cannot take money out of their account.
I see.
So this way can prevent the Bernie Madoff situation. Remember Bernie Madoff? He was
Yes.
able to defraud millions of dollars to his clients because he actually take custody of the client's money.
I
So
see.
he's the one taking the money and also produce fake reports. So his clients had no way to verify, is my accounts really, increased 20-30% last month? They have no way to verify because he's the one provide all the information. So the way I make the arrangement is I do not take custody of a client's money. So this way, the clients have a separate relationship with the brokerage. They can access their money whenever they want to, and they can also see the brokerage will provide them with monthly reports, and then I will provide my clients with quarterly reports so they can match with the numbers, to see if there's any differences between the numbers. And if they don't like me, they can fire me, and they still have custody of their own money. So I do not have custody of their money. So that's a safety measure. Not every investment advisors do that. So it's very important that when you go out shopping for investment advisor, not only you should know how much they cost, but also make sure you understand what's the custody arrangements.
I see.
Does the advisor take custody of your money? If they do, 9 out of 10 times, I suggest you go the other way.
Okay.
Run.
Okay.
But if they don't take the custody of the client money, then maybe you want to have that. To me, that's a good sign. You want to have a further conversation with them.
Oh, that is great advice for the listeners. Thank you for sharing that. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.